You too. What's going on? Appreciate y'all watching my videos. What's going on? Ugh. Let me pull my curtain. Let me get my curtain. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on? Sheldon, what's going on? Thank you for all the knowledge. Man, I'm just trying to I'm just trying to inspire y'all. That's all. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, y'all coming in here. I appreciate y'all watching my videos, but I want to talk about student loans. Um Student loans. For the life of me, you know, there's this myth that's going on in America. There's this myth that's going on in America that everybody has to every you have to have in order to go to college, you have to get a student loan. And I know this has nothing to do with trucking, but my channel, I just like to talk about stuff. Um, you know, I'm a college dropout myself. I don't want to say I dropped out. I just stopped going. Because like I started school in 2000. I started. I graduated high school in 2000, and I went to a local state school in Florida. I grew up in Florida, so spent most of my childhood in Florida. Um, so I went to a local state school in Florida, and you know, my senior year in high school, I had teachers and friends and stuff like that. Man, they moving on with their lives, and I didn't know what I was gonna do. Ain't nobody close to me that I know other than people at school and my friends and stuff. Talking about going to college. So I was like, man, why don't I sign up for college? And I took the SATs and I took all the state tests and all that stuff. I passed, and I went to college. So as a poor black boy in the hood, you know, my family didn't have no money. We didn't have no money. We on food stamps. Barely can barely can pay the light bill and keep food in the refrigerator. But for the life of me, I bump into people. I talk to a whole lot of people, and I bump into people, and like we have these conversations. It's like this conversation like everybody has got to have student loans. And this is another myth buster. Like, I laugh at that dumb shit. I laugh at that. It's like, really? Everybody got to have. Not me. I got over. I'm probably like two, 2 or 3 semesters off from getting a bachelor's degree. I got about 70 college credits. Got about 70 college credits, probably just sitting there. You know, um, um, just a young man. I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know where I was going. I don't know. At the age of like I started college in like 18. I was my first couple years I was hitting it real hard, but then the third and fourth year I had a job and I had an apartment, and I'm working full time, and school started to just fall below the wayside. So I just stopped going. So over the years, I would take a class here, there. But when I finally went and bought my truck, when I got this truck, when I signed up with Snyder, I haven't been back to school. So like I would take a couple classes, when I was driving local at JB Hunt, because JB Hunt had a tuition reimbursement program. So, I was taking two classes then. I took two classes because I was just trying to finish, just get my bachelor's and just get that done, man. Because I got credit sitting there, and I just hate to waste that. But I keep bumping into people for the life of me. I keep bumping into people. They talking about they got college loan debt and they had to get this debt, and I'm like, where the hell are you? Where the hell folk be talking about they had to get some fucking student loan debt? Excuse my French, but and it's just crazy because people treat going. It's like people when it comes to like just certain things. When it comes to cars, going to school, people just lose common sense. People just lose train of thought. They just lose it. It's like I got over 70 credit hours, 70 hours of credit, college credit, just sitting there. I can call up the university that I went to, get those college credits and transfer them to any school across the country, and I can finish my degree, right? But without taking on any debt. And I just don't understand. So I know this don't have nothing to do with trucking, but I know maybe some of y'all have went to school. Maybe some of y'all might have some student loan debt, but I'm about to prove that myth is wrong. Like, no, you don't need student loan debt to go to school. No. Now, to get in a graduate program, a PhD program, you might have to take on a little bit of debt. But even if you're going for a graduate program, you don't have to take on no debt, because there are thousands of ways for you to go to school and pay for this stuff. Like if you work for a company and they have tuition reimbursement, or if they have if you apply for a job and like they tell you, okay, we need you to get this MBA, we need you to get this bachelor's to have this job. A lot of companies will pay for you to go to school to get your education, especially if you got an undergraduate. If you got your undergraduate, your bachelor's degree, cool, and you want to get your master's, most companies around America would pay. A lot of companies around America would pay for you to go to school. If you already in a full-time job and you've been there for a few years, if you start digging around in the human resources department, they have a tuition reimbursement program. There are a lot of companies out here, like for example, if you wanted to become a pharmacist, there are a lot of companies that will pay for you to go to school, and it's just like trucking. They will just like trucking. You know how like with trucking companies, they will pay for you to get your CDL, and then if you work for them for a year, you don't have to pay the money back. So like if you wanted to become a pharmacist, the same thing. Like Walgreens got it, Walmart's got it, Kroger's got it. A lot of big pharmacy chains around America have that program. Now that's just one of the examples in a ways to get high level education without taking on any debt. There are a lot of churches, nonprofit programs, scholarships. If you go on to the Department of Education, they got a whole list of scholarships you can apply for. You just type up a little paper and you fill out a little application, you send it in, and some of them are so easy. I got them when I was in school. I got them. $1,000, $1,500 here, $2,000 here. You type up a little paper and you send it in and you get a scholarship. Easy. Money just sitting there. Some of them, not all of them you gonna win, and not all of them you gonna I mean, it's a 50-50 chance. And from my experience, I remember applying for some scholarships. I forgot the name of the website, and I forgot the name of the website. FAFSA. Hold on, let me Google it real quick. Oh, it's FAFSA. Okay, I know a lot of y'all. This is a trucking channel. I talk about trucking a lot, but this goes on to like, and here's a website right here. Somebody calling me. Here's a website right here. FAFSA. Apply for aid. Apply for aid. Listen. When I was 18 years old, I went to college. And I applied for financial aid. You would probably call me a professional student. Because when I went to college, man, I had a damn good time. I had a damn good time. And I didn't like I just remember sitting in class and like, like it comes in all shape and forms. I sat in class next to people where their parents was able to just write them a check and pay for their school. I sat next to people who had a full-time job, paying their way through school. I sat next to people who got financial aid. I sat next to people who took on student loan debt. It come in all shape and forms, but like I don't know where in the hell people get in their mind thinking that they have to get this student loan debt. Maybe they was conned into it. They wasn't educated. They didn't use no common sense. I don't know what it was, but I don't understand why. Like, I get it, but at the same time, I get it. Knowledge is power. So when you don't know what you don't know. So I'm gonna pull up. This is a financial aid website. This is where if you want free financial aid. So I grew up in a food stamp household. So when you're on food stamps and you get some kind of welfare program, you automatically get approved. You automatically get approved for the Pell Grant automatically because it's based on financial need. So if you basically can't make no money, and that's good. If you don't make any money, you get the federal Pell Grant. I think you get the most benefit that's available. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna have to dig in my closet to find this. I remember my first financial aid check to go to school was I would say it's at least $6,000 or $7,000. Now then, when I was in school, the credit hour per class was like $100. It was like $100 a credit hour. It's like $80-$90 a credit hour. It was like $80-$90 a credit hour. Okay, that was back in like 2001, 2002, 2003. So, okay, I'm using common sense. Let's think. Common sense. I'm not the grand wizard. I don't know everything, but common sense. So, typically, a full-time student is classified as somebody who takes 12 to 15 credit hours per semester. That's 4 classes, 4 to 5 classes. I've met people who took 5 classes, 6 classes, but the minimum is 4 classes. You're classified as full-time student. When you take 3 to 6 credit hours, you're a half-time student, and so on. So there was a point where I was taking 45 classes. So I was full-time student, right? So you're probably looking at 12 credit hours per semester. So if a class is most classes are 3 to 4 credit hours. Some of the higher level classes, the upper level 4-digit level classes, the 2,000 level, 4,000, 5,000, 8,000 level classes, you start looking at 5 to 6 credit hours for those classes, like physics, calculus. Calculus is 4 credit hours, depending on what school you go to. A lot of the science classes are 4 credit hours, but the basic regular classes are 3 credit hours. Your composition, your basic humanities, American literature, history, all the dumb low level classes. But once you get up to the high level classes, they start to get up about 4 credit hours. So just say if you're a full-time student taking 12 credit hours, right? Full-time student. So your first class, your classes in college, I don't know if any of y'all went to college, but if in college, the classes kind of flip-flop. So you got Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes, and Tuesday and Thursday classes, and some of them are Monday and Wednesday, and some of them you got Friday classes, some of them you got Saturday classes. So you kind of make your schedule accordingly, and you move from there. So you can have a full-time job and go to school, because what I used to do, I would take classes on Saturdays sometimes, but then the class would take all day, because you still got to get them 3 credit hours in, no matter what. So I would take Tuesday and Thursday classes. I would take those in the morning because I would have a job. I would work from 2 to 3 to midnight. And then so I would take my college classes in the daytime. So it's very possible to go to school and see, if you're a young person, you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old, you can pay your way through school. Because when I was 18, 19, 20 years old, I was living at home with my auntie. I was living with my auntie and my mama. So the only bills that I had was my cell phone bill and my car insurance. That's all I had. My car was paid for. No, I take that back. I take that back. I didn't have a car. My first year in school, I bought my first car with my first financial aid check. So let me explain something to you. So I bought my first car with my first financial aid check was like $6,000-$7,000. Now, I was getting in a year like $10,000 to $11,000-$12,000 a year for spring term, and for fall term, I was getting anywhere from $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 for spring and fall term. And if you want to take a summer class, you can do that. I mean, you can expedite getting a degree real quick if you take them summer classes, because summer classes, they're like 4-week classes. Man, you can knock out credits easy. You can knock them credits out like bam, 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 because the summer classes are squunched together in 4 to 6 weeks. You're doing a whole semester of work in a small amount of time. You can knock out all them dumb level classes, them American literature classes and all that. So the school that I went to, they had a golden rule. So you basically got to write 3,000-4,000 words a semester. So basically, when you come to class, the professor hand you the syllabus, and you just got to figure out, okay, he gives you your paper right from the jump. So all you got to do is jump on your paper, type up your 10-page, 11, 12, 13-page paper. Boom, you get your easy A. Easy A. Because like American Lit, quick, easy. Composition, all the writing classes and stuff like that. History, that's just writing. You just read and writing. You just read chapter this, and you write a paper. Read chapter this, write a paper. So it's easy. You can knock out credits quick. So say the school that I went to was about $80-$90 a credit hour. So you taking 12 credit hours times, let's say $90. At that particular time, back in 2000, you could take 12 credit hours for $1,000. Okay, plus books. Books, you're probably looking at about $1,000 for books. Depending on the book, if it's like a science class, them books be running $200-300 a piece for them science books. Math books, they're expensive, but like for humanities classes, American Lit, you're looking at maybe $50 for a book. So I just allocate $1,000 for books. $1,000 for books, right? Plus $1,000. So your tuition and books is paid for. Now I'm talking about an in-state school. If you live in the state of Georgia, you need to go to an in-state school in Georgia. Okay? So I remember I was getting like $5,000 a semester for financial aid. So I'll get my $5,000 minus the $2,000. I would get back about $2,500 to $3,000 back after all my books and all that stuff are paid for. I live with my mama, so I didn't need a dorm. I didn't need an apartment. I didn't need nowhere to stay. I'm living home with my mom and my auntie. That's paid for. I'm working. I got a full-time job. So, I'm getting $6,000 plus the income from my job. So why are we taking on all this goddamn student loan debt? If you do that for 4 years, you will graduate with a bachelor's degree with no debt. So now, granted, I know some people, they live in households where their mother and father, their parents make a certain amount of money, so you won't get the full Pell Grant. But I'm talking to people who live in the projects, who live on food stamps. You automatically get the full Pell Grant. Now, when you apply for the FAFSA student aid, for what I understand, they put the student loans in the student aid as a financial aid product. Well, I already knew I don't want to be paying back money. I want the free money. So when you apply for the application, this is long application. It looks like a tax transcript. I remember it. It looks like a transcript. When you order a transcript from the IRS for your taxes, it looks just like that. It's a transcript. It has this funny font. The text looks real government looking. And so it'll tell you, it's got, so you can check the box. If you want financial aid, that's a loan that you got to pay back, you can do that. But me, I don't want that. So I don't check it. Just give me the Pell Grant. And in most states, you get the Pell Grant, and depending on which state you're in Georgia, they got the Hope scholarship. So that's another $1,000, $1,500 from the state. So you say your financial aid is $5,000, and then the state gonna come in and add another $1,000, $2,000. So altogether, you have $7,000 to go to school with. Why are we taking on student loan debt? I don't understand. Okay, so the school that I went to when I lived in Florida is Florida Atlantic University. Let me bring the school up. Florida. I went to Palm Beach State College, and I went to Florida Atlantic University. Florida Atlantic University. I'm gonna look up what they charge per credit hour. That's what I'm looking for. And this is the thing, like, people don't use common sense. Okay, so this is the school website, Florida Atlantic University. I'm gonna scroll down in here. This is live, man. And see, you got kids graduating these days. They just going straight to the student loans for why I don't understand. Okay, I'm trying to find academics, degree programs, the course catalog. They got tuition and fees. Here we go. Tuition and fees. That's what you want to look for. Anytime you go to a university or college website, you want to find tuition and fees. Okay, tuition breakdown. Okay. Look. Look. Florida Atlantic University. Look. Tuition and fees, services. Look how much it costs. Y'all see that? For in-state undergraduate program, you looking at $200 a credit hour. In-state. Florida Atlantic University is a major state university. So if you go to that school and get you a 4-year degree, a bachelor's of something, business management, you can get a degree in science, bachelor's science. It don't matter. You got a bachelor's degree. You can go out here and get any job out here you want. So if you live home with your mama, live home with your auntie, your tuition, look, 201 per credit hour. 201 per credit hour. Okay. 201 per credit hour. So you can be a full-time student, take 4 classes. You can get your 120 credits in 4 years. Hold on, let me make sure here. So that's 12 credits a semester. That's 24 credits a year. 20. Hold on, 120 divided by 24. So you're looking at 5 years. Okay, you're gonna have to take some summer classes. Okay, so you take 12. Say you take 15 credit hours per semester. That's 30 credit hours a year. 30 credit hours. So a bachelor's degree is 120 credit hours. Associate's degree is 60 credit hours. So a bachelor's degree is 120 credit hours, right? Times $200 per credit hour. Look how much your bachelor's degree is going to cost. $24,000. Why are we taking on this student loan debt? Oh, I didn't do the books. I can go to the online bookstore and get some real world books. But I mean, I know what books cost. So, I mean, I was in school and I know how much books cost. You can get used books, you can get the digital books, you can get books that's on Kindle and all this stuff nowadays, anywhere from 20 to like $100 per book. So you taking 5 classes, that's 5 books. Okay. You can find them used. Okay, so say you allocate $1,000 per semester towards books. So 15. And what's so funny is these schools, they getting real clever these days. Like they'll come out with a new version of the book, and the last version would be just slightly different. Like the cover would be different, but the information is the same. Like they'll switch the page numbers or something. You know, it's all kind of schemes that these schools be doing. But let me finish this video. So books is gonna cost you $1,000 a semester. You got 2 semesters a year. You taking 5 classes. So let's say $1,000 for books. We talking about in-state, living with your mama or your auntie. You can do that. I done it. Hey, I didn't finish, but I'm just saying. It's just beyond me why people got all this doggone student loan debt. I just don't understand. $1,000 per semester for books. If you take in like high level classes, these science classes and stuff like that, you'd be looking at about $250 for a biology book or something like that. For the scientific book, physics and stuff like that. Those books are expensive. But for your average class, you know, $50 to $100 for a book. So I just average it out, $1,000 for books. $1,000 to get a 4-year degree. Let's see, $2,000 a year for books. $2,000 times 4. We're looking at $8,000 for books. We just playing with numbers. 8,000 plus yeah, so $8,000 for 4 years for books. 8,000 plus hold on, 120 credit hours times $200 per credit hour. That's 24,000 plus the 800. So if you're an in-state student, you live home with your mama, your auntie, your cousin, you call your cousin up and say, hey man, I'm trying to go to school. Can I live in the back room while I go to school for 4 years? I pay you $100 a month for rent. You get a little part-time job working at the bookstore. You can work at the bookstore. I did that. I worked at the bookstore. I worked in the cafeteria at the school I went to. I worked at I worked at all kind of places. I worked at Publix. I worked at. It's doable. So you looking at if you know if you go to school in state. I'm not talking about out of state to Princeton and Howard University and all of that. No, I'm talking about a small in-state 4-year university. So you're looking at just a basic 4-year education for $32,000 plus or minus a couple dollars. I might be off $5. Give me a break. It may be 25,000, 28, 29,000. But the point is, this can all be done through the Pell Grant. This can all be done through the Pell Grant. Why people running around with all this student loan debt? The only reason I would see somebody have some student loan debt, unless you got a master's degree and you got this highly technical program you're getting into, and it's difficult to get financial aid, Pell Grants for masters and PhDs. A lot of those, I think you have to get some type of loan product, and even still, you don't have to. Like, a lot of people don't have to do it the way that they're doing it. Like, folks just lose all their common sense when it comes to school. They just go up there and get $400,000 in student loan debt to go to damn school. I'm like, I just don't understand. Okay, let's say Georgia. Let me pull up Georgia. Let me pull up a school in Georgia. Georgia State University. Georgia State. Georgia State. Here we are. Georgia State. Right? Georgia State. Last time I checked, Georgia State per credit hour was like $250, something like that. Last time I checked. Georgia State is on the high side. They're a little more expensive than a lot of schools, but let me see. But it's been a while since I've been on Georgia State. And let me see. Campus. Oh, they got it right here. Cost and aid. Tuition and fees. Look. Tuition and fees. All right. Let me see. 2008 academic calendar year. Okay. We're looking for undergraduate 20. Okay, undergraduate. The graduate programs, they're a little expensive. Like, graduate programs, you're looking at $500 to $1,000, $1,500 a credit hour. For them PhD programs, they are very expensive. They are very expensive. But we're just trying to get a plain old bachelor's degree, 4-year bachelor's degree. Okay. In state, In state to go to Georgia State University is $291 per credit hour. Okay. Okay, so you're looking at for in-state tuition for 3 credit hours. I'm sure, so I don't want y'all to think I'm lying. See there? Georgia State. Okay. 34. Okay. For 12 credit hours, you'll be looking at, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll be looking at, for 12 credit hours, you'll be looking at $4,500 per semester. That's not housing, that's just tuition. Okay? And I'm going to do $4,500 per semester. Okay? We go spring and fall. 4,500 times 2, $9,000 a year. Now, if we do that for 4 years times 4, you're looking at $46,000 for tuition. If you live home with your mama, your auntie, your cousin, financial aid can pay for this. Financial aid can pay for this. Okay, because I remember getting $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in Pell Grant. That's it. In Florida, when I was in Florida, I know Georgia, they got the Hope credit. They got the Hope State scholarship thing. It's just like the Pell Grant, but it's a state. I think they give I think it's $1,000 per class or something like that. I forgot, but say you get $1,500 for the Hope credit. So you get financial aid, you get, and I don't consider loans as a financial aid product. I don't. Some people do, I don't. Because it's not aiding you. It's not adding value to you at all. It's a loan. It's a loan that you can't write off. It's stupid. But here's the deal. Because when you fill out the FAFSA application, the application gives you the option to take the loans and take the Pell Grant. I like to take the Pell Grant. I don't know what else to tell you. I take the Pell Grant and because I went to school in Georgia and I went to school in Florida. So I know Georgia, they got the Hope scholarship. In Florida, I forgot what they call it, but it's a state. It's like $1,000. So you get the Pell Grant plus the Pell Grant was like $5,000 plus you get another $1,500 from the Florida something. In Georgia, same thing. So the Pell Grant you get is $5,000. $5,000 plus, I don't know, for the state another $1,500. And then you can apply for scholarships if you wanted to. You got scholarships on top of scholarships. So like you can do a like I forgot the name of the website, but it's a website. Department of Education's got a website. You can apply for scholarships. All kinds of scholarships. All kinds. Walmart has got a scholarship. Amazon has got a scholarship. All these companies out here got scholarships program, tuition reimbursement. You type up a little paper, you answer a few questions, you submit it. $500, $1,000, $2,000, $500, $5,000. It all depends. So here's the Pell Grant. So if you on food stamps or you on government, you on Section 8, you automatically get approved for the Pell Grant. You get the maximum payout. Now, if you live with now, if your parents make 50,000 a year, 60, $70,000 a year, I think it's cut in half. So instead of like 5,000, you get like 1,500, 2,000. So, but if you Section 8 or food stamps, you live in the hood, projects, you automatically get approved for the maximum payout. So you get 6,500 for student loans. So Georgia State is 4,500 for 4,500 minus, I don't know, $1,000 for books. That's enough for you to go to school. And for the life of me, why people run around with all this student loan debt? I mean, I know why, but it's a rhetorical question. I know why. I mean, I know why. Because people have like, people put this stigma on the brand of the school, the name of the school, and my daddy and alumni. It don't matter. When you graduate with a 4-year degree and it's hanging on the wall, and when you get ready to apply for a job, it don't matter. All that company knows is you went to college, you got a 4-year degree, and they're going to hire you. Now, if you went to Princeton, that might make a little bit of difference. You went to Yale, Cornell, or some junk like that, Dartmouth or some junk like that. Yeah, it might make a little bit of difference. But at the same time, as a poor black boy in the hood, I don't have that luxury. I'm afforded the opportunity to go to college. This is an opportunity that wealthy people only get to take advantage of. I'm taking the opportunity. I don't care the name of the school. I don't care. So that's Georgia State. Let me find another school. Georgia Southern. It's a school out there in Carrollton I was looking at a while back, and I know their tuition cost is competitive. Western Georgia University or something like that is out there in Carrollton. Savannah University. Savannah University, and like people like, you know, folk just, I think it's in Carrollton. University of West Georgia, that's the name of it. I know a few people that went to that school, and they had a great college life. Great. You know, I know people who got student loan debt who went to that school, and I know people who don't have student loan debt who didn't go to that school. And it's just very interesting how people just overinflate the cost of going to school, man. Like, it don't cost that much. So here's the website. University of Western Georgia. University of Western Georgia. I'm trying to find the tuition and fees. Look, I just go on the website and just type in tuition and fees. Look. Hold on, y'all. I don't know, the thing disappeared. Damn. Let me see what y'all talking about. Mine's, Jacqueline Norwood said mine's slated at 45,000. You need college to be a doctor. Yeah, but I mean, this myth of people, you know, getting student loan debt, I think it's just folk just lazy. That's just what it is. Folk don't want to do the research and take the time out to look for alternatives to pay for things. And like, people just lazy. And I get it, because when I went to school, there were credit card companies at the school trying to get kids to apply for a damn credit card. I got one. I got one of them Associates Visa cards when I was back in 2000. It's Associates Visa card. I applied for one of them damn things. I was in the bookstore and it was one of them damn credit card representatives standing there in the bookstore just trying to get people to apply for these cards. I'm in the line trying to pay for my books, and it's funny when you on financial aid, they treat you like you're in food stamps. You know what I'm saying? Because you go to the special line when you on financial aid. Like, no, you on financial aid, you gotta go over here to this line. You gotta go in the back there. You gotta talk to this person in the back. You know, it's funny. They treat you like you on food stamps, a second class citizen. But it don't matter. My school is paid for. All I gotta do is keep a B average. No, I think it's a C average. To keep your financial aid, all you gotta do is keep a 2.0 average. That's it. And which is easy. Any dumb fool can pass. You know, like my GPA was like 3.2 when I was in school. So like it's just like, wow, we got the student loan debt. But anyway, let me find the website. Tuition and fees. So, okay. So, University of West Georgia, they charge in-state tuition. Look, can y'all see that? Right there, $177.67 in-state tuition. I don't know why would somebody go to a school out of state. Why would you do that and pay 4 times the cost? Why? Why? Why do that? Why? Why do that? I don't understand. I mean, it would behoove you to go to a state and live there for a year so you can qualify for in-state. At least. Like if you want to go to Texas and go to school, if you wanted to go to New York and go to school, move there for a year, pay bills for a year, prove so you can have proof of residency, pay some light bills, pay some rent, pay bills for a year, and then you can apply for school as in-state resident because you got paid into the thing for a whole year. So University of West Georgia is $177 per credit hour. Let me tell you something. For that kind of money, Carrollton, Georgia is like 30 minutes outside of Atlanta. For that kind of money, it's worth the drive. It's worth the move. I don't know. It's worth the move. Like you get an apartment down there for nothing. You can get a job down there for nothing. I mean, come on. Like, so it's like folk do not take responsibility for their decisions that they make in their life, and then they blame it on, oh, I got student loan debt. Oh, no, you was just stupid. I mean, I'm calling it what it is. Because when I was applying for schools, this is what I did. I used my common sense, and I just went and I did some research and see what schools cost. Florida State University, the University of Florida, Bethune-Cookman College, Miami University. I mean, I researched all these schools, and I know what these schools charge. And like for $25,000, $35,000, you would have a 4-year degree without no debt by using the Pell Grant. Or if your parents make too much money and you can't get all the Pell Grant, but most of the kids that I went to school with, most of the guys that I went to school with, we all from the hood, we all from the projects, we all in the same situation. So I know. But even if your parents made 50, 60, 70,000 a year, $100,000 a year, it would put you, they only let you get 50%. So, well, ask your parents. Your parents should be able to put in with that. And on top of that, you should be able to get a job to help pay for this. Pay for some of this. It don't make no sense. DeKalb Tech. Yep. DeKalb Tech. I know all about DeKalb Tech. They have a CDL program. I think it's like $1,700. I already know about that. So I be talking to guys who go get their CDL, right? They go get their CDL, they go to Roadmasters or they go to this janky truck driving school, $10, $15, $20,000 for a damn CDL. When you can go to a local vocational tech school and get your CDL for $1,500, $2,500. In the state of Georgia, they got the WIC program. You can go to any school in the state for free. The WIC program. You can get a free CDL. WIC program. You go down to the Department of Labor, you get your little certificate, you go down to the school, free CDL. Get your CDL, you get to work. I don't know. Jacqueline said they hate dorms. Well, I just never I was never that kind of college kid where I was in the dorm. I think, people act like they gotta live in the dorm. No, you don't, man. I live with my auntie and my mama, and I drove to school every day. I drove to school and work, school and work, school and work. I had my little red Toyota Corolla. That red Toyota Corolla I bought with my financial aid money. I had like $3,000 left. After all my books and tuition was paid for, I bought a computer, I bought a printer to do my papers and write my papers and do work. And I bought a computer. I bought an e-machine. Y'all remember e-machines back in 2000? I bought an e-machine. I bought an e-machines computer. And I bought a Hewlett Packard. This was back when Napster was popping. Y'all remember Napster? Napster was popping. So I had my Nokia. I think I was doing it, man. I had my Nokia cell phone. I thought I was doing it, man. I had my little Nokia cell phone. The Nokia with the little antenna on the side that used to burn the side of your face. I thought I was doing it. I had my red Toyota Corolla. I had rims on it. I thought I was doing it back in college, man. I was doing it, boy. But that's just my opinion. That's just my life experience. I had to get that off my chest because I was listening to a Dave Ramsey video, and this girl called in. She had like $50,000 in student loan debt, and she got this job making $40,000 a year, and it's just, I'm like, why the hell are y'all getting all this student loan debt from? What schools are y'all going to that require you to get all this debt to go to school? When I know personally, I went to these schools. I went to 4-year schools, and it don't cost that damn much. $300 a credit hour times 12 don't equal that amount of money you need to be going in debt for. When you got the FAFSA, you got tax returns, you can work a part-time job and pay for some of this stuff and not go into debt. I don't understand. I just don't understand. DMC says, but what about the people that make too much money to qualify for financial aid but don't make enough money to pay for school? It's kind of like that gray area. That still don't justify, if the government sees fit for you to be able to, sees fit that you can't qualify for the financial aid, well then they recognize the fact that you make enough money to help pay for some of this school. So like I just did the math. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Let me see. Are we back on? Are we back on? So like I was saying, like if the government sees fit that you can afford to pay for school, well, you need to find it in your budget and pay for school. And that's just the reality of it. Get a part-time job, because going to college, it don't cost a lot of money, man. You're looking at about $5,000 a semester. $10,000 a year would get you in a in-state university. And I just showed y'all the cost. I just showed y'all. I just pulled up I just pulled up the tuition cost for an in-state school. You ain't got to live on campus. And they got it written right here. 2000 to 2132 to 2665 per semester for tuition. And then maybe another $1,000 for books. So you're looking at about $3,500 a semester to go to school. Oh, they got it right here. $600 for books. So I was too high. $600 for books. I bump into people, they got $100,000 in debt. I'm like, for what? Man, I have over 60, 70, about 70 something college credit just sitting there. Not a lick of debt. Not a lick of debt. Like when I go on the FAFSA website and I apply for financial aid, I don't check the box for the Fannie Mae student loan. I don't I forgot what they call it. It's the Fannie Mae and it's the it's like 2 or 3 of them. I don't check them boxes. I go for the Pell Grant and the state grant program. I go for the state grants. That's it. I don't mess with none of that. No. So that's my video. I just got hot and bothered about it. College ain't for everybody. No, it ain't about college for everybody. I'm talking about this debt. Like people I just hear a lot of people be talking about they got all this debt, man, to go to school, man, and I just never had that sense in me to just take on a bunch of debt to go to school. I just never, when you got the opportunity right there in front of you to get the free money, there's free money right there. You got scholarships, you got all these companies all over America that would just give you scholarship money. You got the Pell Grant, and if you full time now at a company, a lot of companies would pay for you to, if you work at a government agency, they got a tuition reimbursement program. If you work at Walmart, you work at Home Depot, all these big major Fortune 500 companies got a tuition reimbursement program. They would help you pay for the school and not take on no debt. I was telling my niece about that, man, and she was talking about, yeah, I want to get my master's and, I'm going to take out some student. And I was like, no, you better not take on student loan debt. No, man, no. But she grown. She going to do what she want to do. If you qualify, that's what's up. I mean, the thing is, I think just people just lazy. That's just what it is. Applying for Fannie Mae loans, the student loans, is easier to do. So you don't feel it until you graduate, and then you get the job, and then $400, $500, $600 a month coming out your doggone account because you got to pay back the student loan, and it's forever. You ain't gonna never pay it off because you get this little $50,000 a year job. Your rent is $1,000 a month. Your car note $3,000, $4,000, $500 a month. You're not paying that thing off early. It's gonna sit there for 30 years, and you sitting up there. You could have just got a regular. You could have just went straight to work right out of school. I mean, So, but that's just my video for today, y'all. Kids want the bells and whistles. They don't think smart. They really want to leave the house and be grown, not interested in the cheapest option. Yeah, that's a lot of it too. But that's a lot of it too. It's out of sight, out of mind. You don't really think about it. Folks so in a hurry to be grown. It's like, okay, you're gonna be grown, all right. You're gonna see what the real world got to offer. I mean, the apartment that I rented when I was in school, it was apartment. It was like $500 a month. Really, it was $450 a month. Then I stayed there so long, the rent increased all the way up to $500 a month. but the rent was $500 a month. I had two roommates, and we split that. So we split the 500. My part was 175 or something like that a month. I had three roommates. So I finally moved out of my auntie's house, and I got with some roommates, and I had two roommates. So we had a $500 a month rent, and we split it three ways. We split all the bills three ways. So that's how I got through school. And you know, there are all kind of ways to do this thing, man, and not not be so what the word I'm looking for. You know, it's a lot of ways to do this. It's very possible to go to an in-state school, and like I hear these numbers, 60, 50, $100,000. I'm like, man, you went to a damn private school for what? For what? You know, like all this free money out here, man. I mean, you can work two jobs and work your way through school, man. That shit ain't even worth it. Taking on all that doggone debt for what? You 25 years old with $40,000 in student loan debt. You know, you go to school at 18, you graduate at about 21, 22, 23 years old with 30, 40, $50,000 in debt. You know, it don't make no sense. You don't even have a car yet. Like, you got all these people coming out of school with all this debt. You don't have a car. You're not even guaranteed a job. You're not guaranteed a job. At least with trucking, you pretty much like at the NFL draft. You guaranteed a job. As soon as you get your CDL in a day, you put an application, the next day you get a job. You got companies blowing your phone up to hire you in trucking. When you graduate college and then you go out there applying for jobs, you could be applying for a whole year and not get a job. You get what I'm saying? That's telling you. That's telling you. You applying for the wrong stuff. You know? And like, I know at least with trucking, I can get a job any day of the week. I can get my truck back, put in an application today, and have a job tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? And something is wrong here. Something is really wrong here. All these people running to the doggone college to get all this doggone debt when you can get it for free, and there are ways to cheat the system. Let me tell you another way to cheat the system. There is a system where you can test out a lot of these classes. You can do like half your degree in like 6 months to a year by taking CLEPing. Y'all know what CLEPing is? By testing out a lot of these classes. And so you can, because you know, you can hold on, let me look it up. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I think it's CLEP exams. All right, here it is. Yeah, you can test out a lot of classes. So you can get instant college credit by taking the CLEP exams and testing out like half your doggone degree. In 2 years, you can get a 4-year degree without all the student loan debt. That's a college coupon right there. CLEP exams. See that? CLEP. So you can take algebra. They got all the classes right here. American literature, college composition, all these dumb low-level classes. English literature, humanities, arts appreciation, and music appreciation, and all them psychology, all them dumb low-level classes. American government, history, sociology, microeconomics, blah blah blah, biology. You know, you can test out all these classes and just get instant college credit. Let me show y'all. Y'all think I'm lying. See there? American literature. Sciences. You got the sciences right there. business. That's a college coupon right there. You know somebody's sitting in a college class. All you gotta do is get the little book. There's like a little book that you read, and you can do 8-9 week class in a week, and test out the class and move on. Get the 3 credits, move on. Get the credits and move on. Boom, get your degree and move on. So that's the deal with that. That's my rant on student loans. It covers the associate's degree. Yeah, you can knock out 2 years of school just like that. Recruiters come to the school to talk to us before we even get the license. That's right. That's right. I've been to CDL school, man. Like your first couple days, you got all these companies coming in there talking about the benefits package, the pay, all this stuff about the trucking company, and they trying to hype you up to come on and drive for the company. Now, at some of these colleges, they do that, but they only do that for the high, for the important stuff, for like in the engineering department, the sciences, and the computer classes. You know, like if you're going to school to get a degree in computer science or something like that, or if you're going to school to get a degree, civil engineering, electrical engineering, computer engineer, something like that, you would have some of the business schools, the business department. They would have certain companies coming in trying to recruit students to work, and you can be an intern. You know, do an internship for 2 or 3 months, and then after your internship over, and some of them is paid internships, and that's, if you do a paid intern, you can get that money, and that'll go ahead and get you ready to get a master's degree. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of ways to skin this cat, and like, but see, they don't talk about the CLIP exams, they don't talk about the internships, they don't talk about all this stuff, because they want you to get them loans. They want you to get them loans so they can make money off you. And that's just the bottom line. They want you to do it. It don't make no doggone sense. All these people getting all this debt. All this unnecessary debt. 410 trucker, 44. Do vibration on the left still. It could be all kind of things, man. It could be a bearing, a ball. It could be a bearing, a ball joint. It could be a bad tire that's out of round. It could be kingpins. It could be, it could be a whole bunch of things. You just got to get down there and start filling on stuff and figure out what's going on. But hey, this video is an hour. I thought I'd give y'all a quick hour real quick. I appreciate y'all watching the videos. I did a little rant on student loans and stuff like that, and I got that off my chest. I appreciate y'all listening to me. Am I hiring owner ops? Yeah, I'm kind of hiring. You know, if I bump into somebody who want to run loads for me, you know, I bring them on. But, you know, yeah, I'm kind of hiring. Kind of, sort of. You know. But, hey, I appreciate y'all watching the videos, man.